program. And as you know, I'm Maya from Georgia, and I'm current scholar. I'm happy to see you. People who are new on the Global Mentorship Program, I want to say that last year, the year starting this brilliant idea to volunteering the current Chevener to help the new generation. So our cohort is the second one. So yesterday was our kind of birthday, let's say, and next year I hope that it will be your turn, and most of you who are coming here in our session will be in our position. Good luck, everyone, and let's just go starting the introduction. Go ahead, and we will starting officially then.
Hello, everyone. It is very, very nice to see you all, and I'm very happy to be here today and be given this opportunity to share my Chevening interview experience with you. My name is Pikria, and I come from Georgia. Currently, I'm studying at University of Strathclyde. I'm doing MSc in Electronic and Electrical Engineering, and I'm here to help you. So I'll give a word to Marlene and Diane to introduce themselves, and then we will move to our tips and discussion about the Chevening interview.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone, and congratulations for making it this far. My name is Marlene. I am from Zimbabwe, and I am currently studying at the University of Sussex. And I'm happy to be here, and I can't wait to also share some tips for you so that you can prepare well for your interview. Thank you.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Diane. I'm from Cameroon. I'm studying a master's in international social and public policy at the London School of Economics and Political Science. I'm really very happy here to share my interview journey with you all because I know that there is sorry, I think that was my network. Because I believe in giving back to the community. I believe in giving back what you have learned. So now it's my turn, and I hope that my tips are going to be really very helpful for you to ace your Chevening interview. Congratulations. Yeah.
Great, amazing.
Yes,
I
let's
want to
move
ask
on.
Maya if we will go like too much over time, just let us know. Okay.
All right, like let's starting officially. Pikria, go
All
ahead.
right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. My name is Pikria. And first of all, congratulations, everyone. You made it to Chevening interview. That is amazing. And it means that you have already stepped up. So now let's talk about Chevening interview, and I'll share some of my tips and tricks with you based on my experience. Well, in my case, on the Chevening interview, there were three interviewers. Like one of them was from Chevening Committee, one of them was from the UK Embassy of Georgia, and one of them was representative of the Chevening Partner Organization, which in Georgia is Tree of Life. And in my case, they only asked me questions from the essays. So I got 4 questions. It was like share your leadership experience with examples, and then give us examples of your networking and like how you generally build communication and relationship with people. And then they asked me like why I wanted to study in the UK. And the last question was about my career plans. But every people has have different experience. So my first advice to you will be to be prepared to talk about anything, not only for about your essays, but literally be prepared for any question. Like, let's say, if they will ask you like what UK embassy is doing in your country, be prepared for this. So go and check social media, go and check websites of the UK embassy in your country, and see what they are doing and what they are investing in your country's development. They might ask you, for example, besides studying in the UK, why do you want to live in the UK, and what do you want to explore in terms of culture and social life? So basically, be prepared to give answers to all the questions. So my next tip is to show your confidence. I would say that confidence is the key. You should be very confident, speak confident, and look confident. My third tip will be to be focused. It is very important, in my opinion, to be focused and to be clear and to speak simple and directly. Don't give very general answers, like if they will ask you about leadership, don't start talking like a good leader should have these and that features. No, just talk based on your own examples and your experience and be very clear and very focused. Next tip is pick keywords. So my advice to you will be to go to the Chevening website and read articles, read interviews of the past Chevening alumni, and search for the keywords. And when you will be on the interview, try to repeat keywords many times. That's what I did. For example, if your profession or what you want to study is connected to, let's say, sustainability, try to use the word sustainable development many times, or try to use sustainability. And in my case, I'm electrical engineer, so maybe my keyword was like clean energy, renewable energy sources. Just try to build up some of the keywords. It might be also found in your essays. So choose some keywords and repeat these keywords. And I would say that keywords should be also connected to what your UK embassy is doing in your own country. My next tip is to show your motivation. I think it is very important to be enthusiastic and to be motivated and to be able to spread your motivation to others, because this is one of the features what leaders should have. And I would say that there is no point, just to give examples that from your leadership, like how you convince your colleagues at work, for example, and then how you motivated people. But I would say that it's important that committee members or your interviewers should also feel this. So try to spread your motivation and your enthusiasm and, let's say, positive energy to them. I'll move to the next slides. So first impression matters. First impression really matters. So my advice will be to be professional, look professional, dress professional, and smile. When you enter in the interview, smile, be polite, be happy, and be positive. So first impression really matters. You should present yourself when you enter in the interview. Like, of course, they know who you are, but it's still good to kind of have a bit of introduction about yourself. You can also prepare how you introduce yourself. Don't forget to smile. Don't forget to thank them for being chosen for the interview, because that's a unique opportunity for you. And again, be professional. I would say that all this interview and essay process and everything is very professional. So try to show your professionalism to the interviewers. Once again, be enthusiastic and inspirational. As I've already mentioned, it is very, very important. They want to see this attitude in you. And it is very, very normal to be nervous during the interview. People are nervous. It is a very natural process, by the way. I think my Chevening interview was one of the best interviews I've ever done in my life, because this environment was so pleasant. I mean, people are so friendly. Your interviewers are very friendly. They smile, and you feel that they are there to hear you. They want to hear you and understand your experience. I mean, they are never rushed up or never like counting minutes when you finish your talking. So try to enjoy the whole process. And if you feel that you are too nervous, my recommendation will be to have some water, drink water, take a deep breath, and continue talking and continue presenting yourself. Confidence, once again, confidence is the key. So please remember that you should be confident. What I did on the interview is that I decided, instead of talking again what I already have written in my essays, I decided to give new examples. So for all four questions, I mean, leadership, networking, studying in the UK, studying in the UK and career planning is remained unchanged, of course. But for leadership and networking, I gave them new examples because I wanted to show the interviewers that in these 6 months or however it took you to make it for the interview session, I have developed, I have improved, and I have grown. So I gave them new examples from leadership and networking, and I have not repeated what I already wrote in the essays. Also, during this period, I have changed the work. So I mentioned that I changed the company where I was working. So I wanted to give them new examples, like how I was engaging in the company and how I was doing and how I was showing my leadership and networking. But they, by the way, they have not asked me anything like, why did I change company or something? So the next tip is to clearly present what you know and what you want to study. I would say that on the interview, one of the biggest challenge is to be just enough. I mean, you should manage to find this gold balance, and you should try to clearly present what you already know, what you have done, and also what you don't know and what you want to improve in yourself. Because this is the link to the question, why do you want to study in the UK? You should also show them why exactly you want to study in the UK and what features you want to develop, like what skills, what knowledge you want to get in the UK. Of course, it is very normal to ask interviewers if they need more details from you. I ask them like whether they required more examples or if my examples were kind of enough for them. So I would say this is all right because it's a very natural process. It's basically a conversation. So just try not to be very stressed about this. So my next tip is to remember that the interview is all about yourself. Remember to embrace yourself, remember to speak about yourself, and try to use pronouns like I, me, like I've done, and try to avoid like, for example, we have done or our team has done something. It doesn't mean that you don't appreciate your team members' effort in the work, but Chevening interview is all about yourself. They want to see what you were doing. Let's say if you give some example from the teamwork, they want to view like what you have done for the team and not like what your team members have been doing with you. So just focus about yourself. Be unique means that, well, actually, in my opinion, the Chevening is searching for personalities. So my advice will be to try to think, how can you kind of present your individuality to the Chevening committee, and how can you show them like the way you are unique. I mean, it is just you. So even if you watch lots of YouTube videos about Chevening, now you're listening to us, please don't remember that you should show them yourself and you don't want to copy paste what anyone has done. It is just that we are sharing our experience. But try to not to copy paste basically, because this will be one of the key, let's say, selection criteria. So about keeping balance, I think I've already mentioned that you should need to find balance and show them like what do you know and what do you want to improve in yourself. The next tip, and very important, is to highlight your career plan and of course link everything to it. So as you've already done in the essays, interviews, the same kind of workflow. So you should link every action you have done to your career plan. Let's say like leadership. Why do you want to, I mean, why do you want to be a good leader, right? Because it is somehow linked to your career plan. Why do you want to build your network? Because you want to succeed in your career. And why do you want to study in the UK? Because you want to improve your education, your skills, and again, this is useful for your career. So try to link everything to the career plan. My next advice to you will be to ask questions to the Chevening interviewers, because at the end of the interview, they will definitely ask you, do you have any questions to us? So prepare any question that you're interested to hear from the Chevening interviewers. I think I've asked them on the interview, like what was UK embassy's like 10-year view or plan connected to Georgia and connected to the energy sector, and kind of what they were going to invest more. So I think that this was my question, but you can definitely ask anything like, I don't know, maybe like, is there any Chevening groups, or when we should wait for the final award letters, or just literally anything what you're interested. And I would say the last tip will be to enjoy the interview. This is very important. You should enjoy the interview process because it will be reflected on your attitude, on your energy. And this is very, very natural process. So I wish you all the best. And I just take like 20 seconds to think about what I wanted to share more. But I think we will also have this question Q&A session, so you can basically ask me anything. I really hope that our advices will be helpful to you. And you can follow me on the social media. I have my LinkedIn and Instagram accounts here. And if you will have any questions, I'm happy to answer and I'm happy to help you. And I wish you all the best from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. And
Thank you so much, Pikria.
I'll
So inspiration tips you share for them. And can you please change the slide also
yes.
for the next
Yes, of course.
speaker? Diana, go ahead.
Okay. Hi again, everyone. Thank you so much, Pikria. I think you've touched on very important points. But again, I just want to tell the prospective scholars that there is nothing like too much information. You should get as much information as you can in order to ace your AC. Why am I saying this? Because at this stage, all of you are considered winners. All of you are considered potential Chevening scholars. And you have to put your best foot forward. And you can only do this if you are able to have maximum information, and that is going to give you an edge over your peers. Because trust me, this is the stage where the best is going to be chosen. All of you are already potential Chevening scholars, but then the panel is going to be looking for that one thing that is going to distinguish you from your neighbor. And it's at this point that you have to make that statement. You have to make yourself to be that person that should be chosen for the Chevening scholarship. Now, that said, the tips I'm going to be sharing, some of them are related to what Pikria has said, but I'm just going to be adding more, giving my own perspective about what she has said, and maybe adding something new to what she didn't mention. Okay, so I have three main things I'm going to be talking about. The first is going to be about research. The second is going to be about preparedness and professionalism. And the third will be my 5P mantra. So, talking about research, in my time, I did so much research. I made maximum use of social media, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. I was on all of these platforms, not to admire people's pictures and follow gossips around, but I followed every relevant person and organization in my field. Why did I do this? Because I wanted to be abreast with the contemporary issues that are happening in my field. So that when I want to talk about why I want to study the course I'm going to study, I would be able to link it to the present, the past, and the future. And you can only do this if you have the right information and the updated information. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say, but my point is that look for maximum information as possible. I had a whole diary where I wrote down every relevant information I found in my field. I had about 5 to 10 pages of information I'd written down, which I went over that every night before going to bed. I wish I had the opportunity to tell you earlier that please do well to book your interviews at the last period of the interview session so that you have enough time to prepare. That is not to discourage anyone whose interview is maybe tomorrow or the day after, but just try to be within the right frame of preparation. And in still under the point of research, just like my colleague said, you have to find out what the British High Commission for your country is doing, especially in your field. And you have to know how your course can either foster or reproduce the effects of the project that the British High Commission is carrying out in your country. So it doesn't have to be like a direct link, but it has to be something that relates to what they are doing. And you have to show that the course you're going to study can bring an addition to their work in your country. So for example, in my case, I was, because I'm studying social and public policy. So I was asked, what is my course going to bring to the British High Commission? And because I had gone through the site, I wouldn't say that the works of the British High Commission in my country is directly related to my course, but I just needed to find that item, just that one thing which my course could bring. And because I'm in the field of social and public policy, I realized that the British High Commission is carrying out humanitarian activities, especially in terms related to the current socio-political crisis we have. And I had to tell them that if I study this course, the relevant knowledge I would bring from the field of social policy, I would be better able to design projects that are in line with their humanitarian activities for my country. So basically, just try to find a link or a relationship with what you're going to study and the work the British High Commission is doing in your country. So my second tip is about being prepared and being professional. I think Pikria has already said a lot about that, but I will just repeat that please dress as you want to be addressed. Some of you in your career plans, you say you want to be the minister, you want to be a minister in your country tomorrow, you want to be a president. I mean, you should dress the way a president dresses. You should dress the way a minister dresses. If you are a guy, I will tell you, come in suit, wear a tie, look good. Your hair should be kempt and look very presentable. If you don't want to wear a suit, just wear something formal, something that is going to give you that professional look. Yeah, you're not going to be taken for just a clown around. You're going to be taken for someone who knows that job, who knows the job you're going in for, and who is able to represent that job wherever you go, you know. And then, still in the light of professionalism, during the interview, I would tell you, have a pen and notebook or paper by your side. I don't know if that is accepted with you in other countries, but in my case, that it was, I asked that, can I have my notebook with me? And they say, oh, that's fine. And why did I do that? That's because sometimes when you're asked questions, you could get carried away and start answering, saying things which are not related to the question. Now, having the jotter by you helps you to take down the question which you are being asked, so that from time to time, when you are giving your answers, you refer to the question, just in order not to go, out of topic. So you have to stay within the framework of the question which you are being asked, so that you give them the answer which they want to hear. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And then, in a situation where you are asked a question which you don't have like the immediate answer to it, you shouldn't say no, I'm sorry, I don't know. No, that's going to put you a step behind the others. So you could tell them, thank you very much for this important question. I'm not sure I'm in the right frame to give you an answer to that, but I will eventually do research on that to be able to get more clarity about the situation. Always give it back to them. Tell them that, okay, you appreciate their question, and you think that it's a very relevant question in this interview. And if you don't know the answer at that time, you just tell them, oh, I'm going to do some research after this to be able to get some clarity about the question. And then another reason for repeating the question back to them, for example, if you are asked, what is the difference between a manager and a leader? I was asked that question. And because I didn't prepare for the answer, I gave it back to them, which gave me the time to think. You have that thing in your subconscious which immediately snaps when you're asked a question which you haven't prepared for. So I'm like, okay, thank you very much, Mildred, for this question. So if I understand you well, you want to understand the difference between a manager and a leader. So in the course of giving back the question to them, it gives you, just some seconds to be able to prepare an answer in your subconscious. I hope you get the drift. And then, just like Pikria said, oh my God, my network, Jesus Christ. Oh, sorry, my network is trying to mess up with me.
All right, you are here still.
Yeah, I'm here. So still in the light of what Pikria said about being eager and show some willingness to share your information and to learn. Yes, you have to show that eagerness. And in my case, I believed in being very attentive. I mean, I wasn't distracted. Like, I wouldn't be looking left and right or looking at their faces. No, I'm focused on whoever is talking at the time. I am looking you straight into your eyes to let you understand that I am with you and I'm here to get the deal done. So you don't show any sign of weakness. You don't show any sign of timidity. Sometimes anxiety could set in, but I mean, you have to tell yourself that these people are not better than me. And if I could get to this stage of the selection process, it means that I can do it. And I'm here because they just want to see the brilliant face behind the amazing essay. Sometimes you just want to see the person who gave them that very strong essay and you're like, oh, wow. I mean, we need to meet this guy. And you have to make them understand that I am the one you are looking for. So it is me. I am the one who can get this job done. And you have to do that in all your glory. You have to show them that you are present with them and you are here to tell them exactly what they need to hear. So it still boils down to showing them that eagerness, showing them that willingness to share your information, and even your willingness to learn about the things that you have not prepared for or you don't know at the time. Nobody knows everything. So you can't be, a hero overnight just because of the interview. So if you come through like, oh, you are all knowing, it's going to be a bit questionable. So in the situation where you are not sure of the answer, do that with confidence. Tell them, okay, I'm not sure about this right now, but it's really an interesting point of view, which I'm going to, find more information about that. And I hope I get the opportunity to share my point of view with you. And my last tip I'm going to share is about my 5 P's. I'm sure most of you have heard about the 4 P's, which are proper preparation prevents poor performance. So you have to prepare. You have to read all your essays. Chevening, sometimes they receive such amazing essays that sometimes they are not even sure if you are the one who has written those essays. So you have to read those essays because you could forget. It's your work, but you could forget about you could forget what you wrote. So you read through the lines of the essays, and it's an opportunity to expand on what you wrote. 500 words is too small to share all the leadership opportunities you've had to undertake throughout your life journey. So it's an opportunity to show them that, okay, you prepared for this thing and you are ready to expatiate on what you wrote. So it's very important to read all your essays. And if you have the time, just like Pikria in her case, she was able to share other leadership situations which she led in her time. So if you have the time to give that additional information, please do not hesitate. But I would tell you, please read your essays line by line and master what you wrote. And then do lots of practice. Practice your interview. Now, in my case, I found out I I tried to find people in the public policy domain, and we created a WhatsApp group, people from different countries across the world. And we created a WhatsApp group where we were able to do rehearsals within ourselves. And we were 6 of us in that group, and trust me, 4 of us made it. So it gives your peers the opportunity to evaluate your interview, tell you where you could be going wrong, and it makes you to equally identify your weaknesses and be able to work on them. So please do as many interview rehearsals as you can. If you can do an interview rehearsal every 3 days, it's going to be perfect. Trust me. Preparation is never enough. I'm telling you, at this point, all of you are potential Chevening scholars. So you have to do what your neighbor is not going to do. While the others are sleeping, you have to be working. You have just 1 month to get over and done with this thing and to be called a Chevening scholar. And please don't trade this opportunity for nothing in the world. It's a lifetime opportunity. It's an amazing opportunity which you won't probably get the chance to have if you miss it now. I will tell you, I applied for the Chevening scholarship just 1 time, and in that 1 time I got it. Not because I know too much, but because I was intentional about my preparation. I mean, I made use of every resource that came across my way. I didn't have the luxury of following of attending such interview preparatory sessions, but I went on YouTube. I followed more than 15 interview tips that other Chevening scholars had given, and I believe that helped me a lot. I didn't take chances on my preparation. I didn't take chances on my practice because I wanted to be that person who Chevening was looking for, and I got it. So the last word I'll have for you, please, you have to be ready to shock the panel. If you don't shock them, they are going to shock you with a thank you. Unfortunately, you didn't make it. So you have to shock them so that they don't get the opportunity to shock you. I know you all can make it, and I truly believe that you are already Chevening scholars. You just need to put the icing on the cake and all will be well. Once more, congratulations and good luck in the days ahead.
Thank you so much, Diana. Guys, your speech was very, very inspired me, and like I envy the guys who are the future Cheveners. So, Marlene, go ahead, please. I hope that you are here.
Sorry, guys, just I'll return to the slide share right now.
Okay, should I go ahead?
Is that all right?
I can't see the screen, but okay.
Can you say it now?
Yes, Pikria, we can see. Marlene, go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you so much. So hi guys, once again, my name is Marlene. I am at the University of Sussex and I'm studying a master's in management and finance. It's like a double master's of sorts. So I'm sure the previous speakers have really said a lot about what I was also going to say, and I'm hoping that you guys have noted that down. So I'll just start with some of the stuff that I wanted to share with you. So the first thing is about research, and I've got 3 things that I would like you guys to research on. The first one is research on the Chevening alumni in your country and around the world. And look around at what they're doing, who they are, where they've been, and where they are right now, and the impact that they're doing. Because what you want to do is I'm sure in the interview, someone may ask, why Chevening? And you can say, you know, I want to be a Chevening scholar because I'm inspired by XYZ, who was a Chevener from this country and is now the president, or then started working in the UN, or has been doing 1, 2, 3. It shows that you are quite you just know what Chevening can do for you and what it has done for other people. And if you're going to look at Cheveners also in your country, talk about them, look at what they've done, look at their, you know, their success paths as well. So it helps to show that you have researched a lot about, you know, the Cheveners that have come before you. And then again, research on the courses and the universities that you've chosen. They're going to ask you, why have you chosen Manchester University? Why have you chosen Sussex? Why have you chosen Oxford? Whichever university that you picked. What you need to do is to talk a little bit more about the university. Don't just say, well, I chose it because it's in the top 10 of the world, top 10 rankings of the universities in the world. You need to show that you've studied a little bit more. Talk about, oh, they're doing 1, 2, 3 projects around sustainability and they've achieved 63% in something, you know, just to show that you actually have read more about the university than just going on Google. You've gone on the university website. And also, when you're also talking about the course, you may have done this in your essay, but there's no harm in repeating it. I want to study finance because I've also read the work of Professor XYZ, who has written part of a journal like this, and I'm really hoping to meet and interact with them when I go to that university. It shows that you really are eager to understand and to go to the university that you've chosen and to specifically study for that course that you've chosen. And then number 3 is to study research about the UK. Why the UK? And you can't say, you know, I want to go to the UK and experience the UK weather. Yeah, it's a good answer, but then, you know, read more about the UK, read more about the culture of the UK. What is it that is, you know, the UK loves history a lot. What is it that's historical that the UK holds dear? What the British citizens hold dear? So, you know, read a lot about that. And just to add that, they may ask, what extracurricular activities are you going to do? Yeah, you can say that I want to go to an EPL match, fine. But then look at the specific university that you've chosen. Look at places to go, for example, places to go in Brighton. I will tell you, in Brighton, I go to the Seven Sisters. I didn't know about Seven Sisters until I read so much more about Brighton. So it also then just shows that you've really gone beyond understanding the academic aspect of your becoming a Chevening scholar. And then I get to my second piece of advice in the interview room. The first thing, I think the first speaker actually mentioned it. I think everybody has talked about it. It doesn't feel like an interview. It is a conversation.
Can you change the slide, please? Sorry,
Oh,
Marlene.
thanks. That's okay. Yeah, so I'm saying in the interview room, it is a conversation. It's a conversation. You're going to enjoy it. I promise you. Everybody who was interviewed, whether they made it or not, they totally always say that they enjoyed the interview. It's more of a conversation, and at some point you may just say something like what Diane was saying, shock them and say, you know, put in something that you is not necessarily in your essay, and I'm sure they will definitely engage you. Remember, most of these people on the interview panel will actually come from the UK to your country to talk more about, you know, and be there to interview you. The second one on that one is drink the water. Everywhere in the world, they're going to put water on the table where you're going to sit. It's not a trick, and don't take it as a trick. I'll tell you how I use that water. At some point in the interview, I promise you guys, I just went blank. I just went blank. I had no idea. I was like, okay, what was it? I didn't know how to answer. I didn't know what to say. I guess it was a question that I had prepared for, but then it was asked in a different way, and I just went blank. And so you know what I did? I just slowly picked up that water and I drank the water slowly just to calm myself down and to get back on my bearings. So when you feel like, you know, it's getting intense, or you feel like, oh my gosh, they're bombarding you with more questions and all, not that you don't know. That water is just there. Don't be afraid to drink it. It will help you calm down. It will help you, you know, it will just reinvigorate you within those few seconds. So I promise you, drink the water. I always say, drink that water. And then the last one on this point is listen to the questions. Listen to the questions, guys. It's very, very important. Do not go in your head and say, they're going to ask me, why do I want to study in the UK? They're going to ask, when were you a leader? When they were asking me a leadership question, they simply said, tell us about a challenge that you faced as a leader and how you dealt with it. So instead of me thinking about, oh, so I believe that I'm a leader because I've led 1, 2, 3, I had to think of a time when I was actually challenged as a leader. So the other thing that makes interviews go wrong is when you go with your pre-prepared questions. Yes, I know you've gone on YouTube, you've attended these webinars and all, but do not forget to listen to the question. Listen to the question and give eye contact, like what Diane was saying. It will totally help you to make sure that you're actually answering the specific question that has been asked to you. We can move to the next slide. So yeah, I guess it's always good to be
Yeah,
the
I
last.
think Pikria's has some challenges of network.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'll
I'm
try to
saying,
I'll try to share so you can keep going and I will share it.
okay, it's okay. I'm saying it's just good to be the last speaker. Everybody really says what you wanted to say, and the real point about my part is to really emphasize what everybody else has said. So once again, read your essays. As you read your essays, you're not cramming what's on your essays. You are reminding yourself what you wrote. Remember, this is something that happened 5-6 months ago, right? So you read your essays and remember what is in there. And again, as was said, you say, okay, I'm a leader because 1, 2, 3, but then as of October until now, I have moved to this stage. It's actually quite good to show that, you know what, you're not a stagnant person. Once again, practice. The thing that I know is you know what is in your head, you know what's in your essays, you know you're a leader, you know you want to study in the UK, you know the course that you want to do. But there's something about practicing, practice in the mirror, practice with us, Cheveners, have some mock interviews, send yourself voice notes or something just to see how you're talking. Are you monotonous? How's your voice projection? It will totally help you. And you time yourself because you don't want to go on and on and on talking because you know you start to get boring or you start waffling. So it's very good to just practice so that you really understand whether you're confident. To just take to sort of test your confidence, to check your voice projection, to see how you're speaking. What expressions are you using? Are you friendly? Are you confident? Are you assertive? Do you know what you're talking about? And I think my last point is keep calm, be calm, just breathe. Do not be too anxious. Don't be afraid. So I guess those are my tips, and I guess we can move on. Thank you so much, Maya, for this platform, and congrats once again to everybody who's made it to the interview stage.
So thank you so much for sharing your experience, guys. I hope that I unmute myself and you hear my voice.
I can hear
So
you.
the biggest tips will be for people who have interview online, please unmute yourself. So move on, guys. It's your turn now to ask us question. And I already see the Asma, you have rising hand. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I have many questions. The first one is, they said if you didn't understand the question, you can ask them to repeat it for you in a different way. So if I did this many times during the interview, so they will think that I'm hesitant or I'm not having that intelligence to understand what they're saying, or it's okay to ask them to repeat the question more than time if in different question if I didn't get it right. This is the first question. The second question, you said, Diana, you said we have to shock the interviewer about us. So one of the Cheveners, she said, if you want to shock them, you should show them that you have searched so deep about everything, about something that they didn't expect anyone out of the UK will know about it. So I keep doing this, and I found some answers for this, but I want to know from you, as someone who shocked the interviewer before, what have you done to find specific answers and specific sentences or anything to shock the interviewer so we can use these tips during our search? And the third question, I'm sorry if it's too much questions, but the third one is, I found there are lots of questions people send it or have in YouTube, in the YouTube, or post it in Facebook or many other platforms. It's too much questions. So I started by myself by focusing on the basic questions and to make it in a good way to know what I'm writing in my essay. So if they ask me any question, I will have the right way to go to my goal, because I want to link every question to my final goal so they will know what I'm doing. But I want your advice. Have you go through many questions during the preparation of your interview, or you just go through, for example, the basics questions? So can you just give me advice through this, because I don't know what to do. Too much questions, and I'm afraid I can't do all those questions because I want to make sure that I'm focusing about one goal, because I don't want to be frustrated during the interview. And thank you so much. Sorry for talking too much.
So, do you have anyone that you want to answer you back, or just because,
Well,
like,
I
for
I'm
want
sorry,
instance,
I
Diana
have
to ask.
to
Sorry, I
ask,
want.
what was the
Yeah, I want.
first question? Because I was out. I was like kind of disconnected for a while. So can you please repeat the second question before the, I mean,
Okay,
previous
the first
question before
question
you
was
ask, like there's
the
too many
first one.
questions, so what should I do?
Yeah, there are 3 questions. The core for each question was, the first one is about repeating question. Ask the interviewer to repeat the question, or explaining them more than one time in different questions. Is that going
Okay,
to affect my
clear.
interview? The second one is about how we
Yeah,
can
the
shock
second.
the interviewer. And the third one is about
Okay.
the questions, how many questions we have to know about that.
Right.
Only basics, or
Right.
so,
Thank
yeah.
you. I think Diane was going to answer maybe. Or should I try to answer?
Okay.
I want Diana to answer for me the second question about shocking the interviewer, because it's very important for me.
okay,
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead, Diane.
Okay. To be honest,
Well, yeah, I would say the first question is quite simple. It doesn't affect your interview if you ask your interviewers to repeat the question. I think it should be all right if you don't understand.
Okay, thank you so much.
yeah, I think it's important. It's fine if you ask your interviewer to repeat your questions, but if you do that several times, it's going to come through as if you are not attentive. Trust me, the most of the questions which are going to be asked are not going to be so hard for you to understand. So if you keep asking them to repeat the question, it just means that you are not very attentive. So you have to be attentive. You have to follow up. I mean, when they're talking, you have to really, show some, be attentive. That's it. Just be attentive. And I think you're gonna get the question. Then in terms of shocking them, honestly, I didn't mean that you should do something out of the ordinary. Yeah, I just meant that you have to be ready. You have to prepare. You have to show professionalism. I mean, you just have to do it differently from the way others are going to do it. Do you understand? Okay, for example, if the interviewee who came before you was just in some casual dressing and not looking so neat, and then you came in looking all professional and all ready to, give it to them, that already makes you different. So you have to come in with that confidence, come in to be ready. You're coming for war, so you have to be ready. So it's not about being very different. No, it's not about bringing in something new. It's just about doing it in the way that it's going to impress them. Do you understand what I
Well,
mean?
Diana, yes, I understand it. Definitely, I agree with you. But other Chevening told us that, okay, most of the people, they're going to be, many of them, they're going to be confident, have clear goals, but when they want to choose you, you have to be outstanding, unique about many things. For example, one of the Chevening told me that try to search about things that they can't expect someone know about it. About Chevening, for example, I don't know. She said maybe you can know about the program that Chevening do it for the Cheveners specifically, and they maybe told you about the experience for them. They have they found it when they go there. For example, I want to ask you something. You was knowing anything, lots of things about Chevening, but when you moved to the UK, you of course you will be amazed by a specific thing, something you didn't expect, and it was surprising for you. So I just want to know some of those things and the tips of where from where I can get very impressive informations, for example, so they're going to be happy to hear those things. You got me?
Yeah, I get you. I think that goes back to the idea of research. I mean, if you're on social media and you can't be a potential Chevening scholar and you are not following Chevening Awards, you are not following the UK in your country, because they put out all of this information all the time. And Chevening Awards always updates the population about what the current scholars are doing. So if you are following them, we have our social media ambassadors as well who share lots of information about their Chevening journey. And trust me,
He's
you are
here. I think he can also answer
yes,
this
Felix
question,
is
maybe.
here. Yeah, Felix is here, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Felix, you're here, I
Yeah.
think.
Yes, can
Yes.
I add something in terms of
Yes,
like, can you hear me, guys?
yeah, I can hear you, Pikria.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I think just my connection is not stable. But in terms of impressing interviewer, what I want to tell you is that just please remember you cannot go on the Chevening interview and you be like, I'll tell from my example, you'd be like, hi, my name is Pikria and I'm going to be an engineer for the whole of my life. I mean, just please remember you should be, I mean, you should show them something different, right? Your career plans should be ambitious and they should be big. Hi guys, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yes, go ahead. We hear you.
Yeah, okay. I thought I was kind of lost. Yeah, like please remember that your career plan should be ambitious, right? It should be big. And please don't forget that show Chevening interviewers how you will use the knowledge and skills gained in the UK for the development of your country. So your career plan should be literally connected to this. I think if you will kind of put this into your views, they will be definitely impressed.
Yes, I did this. I'm doing this through my through the answer of my of the
Asma,
question, the basic question.
let me ask also Felix. He will also share some maybe special answer for your question. Felix, go ahead if you are here, because Felix is the social media ambassador this year, one of them.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm really happy to be here. So I think it's very important that you guys follow Chevening on social media. Mm-hmm. And try to be current with what Chevening is actually posting, and so that you are, at least when you get to the interview, you could tell them that during your journey you can be able to the kind of activities you want to engage in the UK, and you're trying to talk with backing from what they actually post on their social media. And I also say that you can go on the UK government website and you try to be familiar with what the UK government is doing in your country, for example, and be current with all what you can support them in the future with the Chevening scholarship, which you are going to benefit from.
Felix, I have a question. Is it something ongoing on Chevening event that surprised the current embassy? Right now, maybe the current applicant know about this? Maybe like specific event it's ongoing.
Can you take a question again?
Can you share any specific event which we have this year and maybe it's not very famous for the current applicants?
Okay, I think in the course of the Chevening journey, Chevening actually organizes several events, I think up to 60 events across the year. And these events actually span across several activities to do with volunteerism, sport, health, and basically every aspect. So once you're achieving that, you're definitely going to have access to all of these opportunities. And as a social media ambassador, I've got the opportunity to attend exclusive events in the UK. And when you become a Chevening scholar, definitely from one of your first scholograms, you have the opportunity to apply for being the role of a social media ambassador. So these are some opportunities which you get to benefit as a Chevening scholar. But I'll tell you guys that there are a lot of opportunities. Why, as a scholar, you can also organize your own events with your fellow scholars, and definitely Chevening is going to post these events, share these events in these communities. We have several hashtags that you can use to share your Chevening journey. For example, my Chevening journey and the Choosing for Chevening hashtag, which most of you will be using soon, I believe in June. So this is a great way for you to share your experience, share your journey and life in the UK. And definitely Chevening is there to spotlight some of your amazing achievements and activities in the UK. I mean, it's really an exciting thing to see that you get to experience an amazing year in the UK, and that you have Chevening by your side to support you, to share your story to the world.
I have a question, Felix.
Okay.
The upcoming Chevening anniversary is going to be in the it's going to be the 41st next October, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
It's 40th anniversary, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In October,
I will
right?
add one small thing. I will add just one small thing. In terms of impressing interviewers, I think we all, like each individual Chevener, impress them by their personalities and by their individuality. So please remember, you should be honest and should be yourself. There is not a formula, like we cannot tell you how you can like definitely impress the Chevening interviewers. There are some things that you should just come up with your own ideas. So just be yourself and show them your best.
Okay,
And in terms of like watching lots of YouTube videos and hearing many questions, my advice to you will be the same as girls also mentioned, Diane and Marlene. First of all, essays. You should know your essays and be prepared to answer anything based on your essays. And second of all, be very familiar what UK Embassy is doing in your country, plus what Chevening is doing. And check again Chevening website, social medias of the UK Embassy in Chevening. And I would say you should focus on that. Because if you will be prepared for these, then you can just very easily answer all the questions, I would say.
So next person who has
sorry,
question.
I'm sorry. Just she said I should go to Chevening website and check and link what the British do and the British government do in my country and link it with Chevening goals.
Well, Chevening is UK government scholarship. So what the UK government is doing in your country definitely is connected to Chevening. So you should be aware of what they are doing and what they are investing in your country.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Asma, I think you finished it. So next one in my list is Kanzadi Bushra. Bushra, go ahead, please.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, yes, we hear you. Go ahead.
First of all, thank you for giving us this platform, because we are really unfamiliar with all of these things. So I'm really obliged to be here. So my first question is about this platform. That is it an official platform? So can I mention it about it in my networking? Like I could also contribute to it as a future prospective Chevener.
Like, do you mean the these sessions, like mentorship sessions, or?
Yes. This global mentorship program, is it like
well,
kind of official
this
or
is made by
volunteer?
Yeah, this is volunteering. This is made by Chevening alumni. So if you mention it that previous Chevening alumni shared their experience, I don't think there is anything wrong with that. I think it will be nice because it shows your will to connect to Chevening alumni and hear their stories. I think that should be good. That should be fine. But it's volunteering. It's not like officially from Chevening or something.
Okay.
That's just we're volunteering to help you guys.
Yeah, for example, Bushra, I used this opportunity for my interview, and I said I already keep in touch with Chevener, and I already know the applicants from all over the world, and it's only my beginning of the Chevening journey. So it's emphasize your leadership skills and networking skills, especially.
Okay.
So
Yes.
Okay, the next question. Go ahead.
Yes. Um, in the career plan essay, I only wrote about the immediate and the long term as plans because they only asked me about it. But as I was looking the Chevening blogs about the interview like tips, so they mentioned about telling also about the midterm plan, but I haven't talked about it. So like. What if they ask me especially about like where do you want to see where you see yourself in the next 5 years, so it does it come under the time line of midterm career goals, or should I just tell them about my immediate and long term career plans, because that's what I have written in my essay.
Well, I have mentioned
um
like short-term, medium-term, and long-term career plans in my essays. But if you have not mentioned midterm, just be sure that you will be prepared. If they will ask you what is your midterm career plan, be prepared to answer this, even though you have not written in the essay, because you can't be like, I don't have midterm career plan, right?
but if they don't ask, then I would go to immediate and then long term.
Yeah, exactly. If they don't ask you, I think it will be fine if you will kind of present what you have written in the essay and not to
Marlene,
make some
maybe
new
you
additions.
will add something regarding the topic.
Yeah, I guess I think Pikria has answered. It's just don't forget to listen to the question. They're not going to say, okay, number one, you wrote this in your essay and this is what we're going to ask. They might just ask, so what are your goals? And then you will answer with the goals that you want. And because remember, it's a conversation. Yes, I believe that when my immediate goal soon after finishing the scholarship, I'm going to do A, B, C. But then in the long term, I wish to do this. So don't forget to answer to what they're asking. Do not answer because you wrote what you wrote in the essay. So I think it's a tip that you really need to keep in mind. Listen to the question. It doesn't matter what you wrote in the essay or what you didn't write, because they can ask you something like, who has inspired you? Where did you hear about the Chevening scholarship, which is something that you didn't write in the essay? And you cannot answer and say, oh, I didn't write that in my essay, so I don't know. So don't forget to listen to the question and answer to what you've been asked. So it doesn't matter whether you wrote it in the essay or you didn't. Just answer what they've asked you.
And
yeah,
are we
that's true. You
supposed
should be
to
prepared to like naturally speak about all the questions they will ask you. They might ask you like, why do you choose profession? But this is not necessarily something you have written in your essay. Just be natural and be ready. Don't pick up like several questions and just had answer for the several questions. But yeah, I absolutely agree to Marlene, and Diane also speak about this in her presentation.
Yeah, I think what Require is
Pushpa,
saying is
you finished?
Oh, yes.
Yes, I do have one last question. That is that we are just talking about what we will, how we will serve Chevening and the network. So how can like how Chevening network will benefit us? So what could we add just to show that what can we give back to Chevening as to our Chevening followers? Um, so in this regard.
What will be your answer? Like, what do you think? I think
I
that's the
think.
question. Like, we can't. I don't know. Like, what do you think you should give your Chevening? Well, first of all, like Chevening is the networking, right? That's a big networking opportunity. And how you will serve Chevening depends. There are plenty of opportunities. Again, go ahead and check Chevening website. Check what alumni is doing. There are Chevening alumni organization, maybe in many countries, not in every Chevening country, but many countries, and check what they are doing. Check how you can volunteer and check how you can engage. And don't forget to tell them your ideas. Come up with your own projects and your own ideas, like how you will use the Chevening platform. It's not like something we can tell you, like, this is what you have to
Yeah.
tell them.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
So next one. Yes, Diane.
Okay, yes. So I just want to remind you guys that you have to be ready for follow-up questions. Yes, you have to be ready to give reasons why you say you do what you want to do. For example, in my case, when I was asked about my long-term career plans, and I said I wanted to head some organization in my country. So they asked me, why would I not want to instead be a minister where I can implement policies? Rather, I want to head this organization. So you have to be able to back up what you are saying and give reasons why you want to do what you are saying you will do. I hope you understand. So just be ready for follow-up questions. Be ready for the whys, be ready for the hows. And yeah, I think it's part of the process to impress the panel.
Guys, like most of you already have group, so let's going and practice with them. It's help you to find out the following question and be ready, as the girl said. So just practice make you more confident. Remember it. So next one in my list is Tanya. Go ahead, please.
Hi all, how are you? I hope you are doing well. Thank you for these opportunities. My problem is, I think, with the applying to the universities. Before I applied, I read the modules and it's okay for and I read that it's okay for my background to apply for this courses, okay? And then when I come to apply, they rejected me and they said because of your qualification. I don't.
Anyone turn off the microphones if you're
Yes.
not asking the
Tanya,
question.
please, can you unmute yourself?
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Hi everyone. I will repeat my question, so I don't know if you listen to me or not. I think I have a problems with applying to the universities. Before I applied, I read the modules and I read that it's okay for my background to apply for these courses. But when I applied, they rejected me and they said because of your qualifications. Okay, so and until now I don't have any offers. Okay, and my interview is on March 13th. Okay, so is there anyone can suggest the universities for me to apply and يعني they can get me back soon? This is my first questions, and my course that I chose it is microbiology, but my background is biologist. The second question is, what about changing universities during the interview? Is it okay? And what should be the best justification for them?
Yeah, guess go ahead. Pikria, I see
think
your
about
hands.
changing the university. I think Maya will give you the detailed information. She has experienced it. But in terms of justification, if those universities did not accept you because of, I don't know, maybe some misunderstandings in the modules or coursework, you should definitely try to find new university. I can't suggest any universities for the microbiology, but if you're interested, University of Strathclyde has very good department for this. You can check. Not sure how fast they will be, but if you can try to literally ask any university you will apply that, hi, I have applied to Chevening. I did my interview, and just let them know that you already have succeeded to the interview stage. So if they can kind of make this process faster, just let them know that you need unconditional offer from university. So let them know, and I think they will understand. And my suggestion will be go through and search for Chevening Partner University, because Chevening Partner University should be the fastest one, because they will understand if you tell them I did interview and now I need unconditional offer.
Thank you. Okay, what about the second question?
Diane, I
Yeah.
can hear you. Yeah, you want to say something? Yes, go ahead.
Yes. So I just want to say that please make use of the fact that you have been selected for the Chevening interview. Trust me, when you put that forth in any problem that you have, most universities are going to be very quick in solving your problem because they know that to be chosen for Chevening, it means that you are very brilliant. So they are going to they are going to go above and beyond to solve your problem. I had a problem during my my application process. Yeah, I was not really the process, but I was trying to obtain my unconditional offer. And I just told them, look, guys, I am a Chevening scholar and I've been selected for the interview. So you need to get this done for me before. And trust me, everyone was on my case and everyone kept replying to me, it's been sorted. Don't worry, it's been sorted. So please take advantage of the fact that you are a potential scholar and tell them about your problems.
you so much.
Regarding the university changes, guys, do you want to answer this question also?
In terms of the university change.
Yeah. Sorry. In this point specifically, I've applied to Brighton and Sussex, and I messaged them about that I'm shortlisted for an interview and need you to process it fast for me, but they refused because they checked the website. They said you don't need this offer for the interview. You have to wait. And it's not necessary at the stage of the interview. So they didn't process it fast for me. So I don't know if the other university will do this. But if you have an idea about Queen Mary, can you tell me, please? Because I'm a little bit afraid of my university. They're not going to accept me, so I have no chance to change after if they accept me in the scholarship. And I don't know if you know anyone who faced this problem. If he's not accepted and he's selected by Chevening, not accepted in the universities, but accepted in Chevening scholarship.
I think at this stage, it is not very hurried to have unconditional offer from university. Usually when you get final award letter, you still have some time to make your choice of university. But again, contact the university and tell them that you made it to the interview stage and you need some kind of letter from them. But if you have conditional letter from the university, then unconditional letter will be very easy to get. Do you have conditional offer? Or you don't have any offer from Queen Mary?
No, I don't have any offer yet. I just applied.
Oh, you don't have any offer?
I just applied.
Okay, then you should,
so that's why
just
I'm
try,
afraid
contact
because
them,
I
yeah.
don't know.
So contact all
Well, I
of
will
your
try
three contact all of your three choices and tell them you succeeded to the interview stage and you need to have conditional offer. Okay, try to communicate
Also,
with them.
guys, my recommendation will be like right now the university are very busy, like UK university, because it's the very like hot periods for the new applicants. Just try to find the website, your course leader. Maybe it will be useful if you directly contact with them. For example, I had also these issues. I was waiting 3 months and I just contacted my course leader and I described her like, hey, I'm a Chevening scholar. I am waiting like 3 months your offer. If it's possible to like tell me, are you accepted me or just rejected me? And then second day I had my unconditional offer. So just try to find a way, and all the website you can find the course leader, which is like directly your leader, will be your leader when you're coming in the UK. And Tanya, your question.
In the website?
Yes, all the university has the course leader who are responsible to contact with international people, especially. Tanya, I want to say for your question that I changed the university, but I had very strong academic reason that's why I changed it. But don't tell them on the interview that you rejected. It's not necessary. You don't need to mention it. Don't show them like, okay, you are rejected already from the university and you just want to change for this reason. Go ahead, try to find a gap between courses, maybe between the subject you will going to study, and give them like proof that because of this reason I'm going to change university, and try to find a university which is, I don't know, I can't advise you the university because it's all of your job to do. But yeah, I even don't know where the biology field is, like in the which university are studying the biology field. So next one in my list is
Maya.
Mahe. Okay, should I covered, like, did I cover your question or should I add something more?
Yes, thank you so much to you all.
Yeah, my pleasure. So Mohaf Parivo, I don't know if I pronounce your name well, but please go ahead and tell us your question.
Hello. Thank you for giving me the floor. Yes, it's quite difficult to pronounce my name, but it is okay. Okay, so my question is about career plan. Because I'm a little bit trust about the career plan because actually my field is social entrepreneurship, and one of my career plan is about to launch my own social venture when I will be back from the UK, and actually I cannot be enough clear at this stage of at this stage I cannot be enough clear. So I'm afraid that if should I before the interview give more details, as I'm not yet ready to give more details because I really need to be more equipped during my studies there in the UK before having the opportunity to be clearer to them during about the the concept, the true concept of the venture that I'm gonna launch. So this is my first question. Should I
I think
who's
it's
the
better
second?
if the speakers answer, and
Okay.
after you can go
Just to double check, so you're not sure about your career plans, or you're not sure about the true meaning of social entrepreneurship, and why do you want to? Just can you give me more information?
It's not about the career plan. I know exactly the problem I want to to solve, and but the way the let's say the business model is not enough clear at this stage, because I really
Okay,
need
so
to
like
be,
your business
yes,
model is not too clear. Okay,
yes,
so like, well, depends. As I've mentioned before, there are three terms, like short-term, mid-term, and long-term career plan. I would say it is all right if your business model is not like very, very clear for the long-term career plan. Just you should be confident what you're speaking. You should be confident that you want to found the company. And you should be confident what issues you will be solving by founding your company, besides of your own profit and your own growth of career, right? And I would say for the career plan, it is nice if you're very clear exactly what you want to do, like let's say in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. And if you're clear, if you somehow can measure what it should be. I'll give you an example. Not sure if I mean that's not exactly for social entrepreneurship, but I will give you an example. If I tell Chevening committee that you know what, I want to increase the number of women in engineering. I mean, this is something very, very general that just no one trusts you. Okay. Instead, you should be giving them example, like what kind of projects are you going to do? Like, are you going to go in schools or universities, talk to students and kind of raise awareness. And how are you going to do this? How many schools are you going to visit? How many sessions are you going to have? And also you should tell them instead that I want to, like, after this, when I will do this, that, and that, my plan or my goal is to increase the women engagement in engineering for like 2% or something. Okay, this is kind of more detailed answer, right? Just to give you an example. So
Okay,
maybe
okay.
others can add and kind of help you more.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
yes,
think
thank you.
it's fine if you don't know exactly the model you're going to be using, because I mean that's why you want to come to the UK, so that you can have updated skills, you know, and you can have more refined skills to be able to implement your projects back home. So it's fine. You don't have to know all of the technicalities. You just have to know, like Pikria said, you just have to know the impact of what your career plan is going to bring to your community. So yeah, it's okay if you don't know the model. So just tell them that is what you are looking forward to studying in the UK, to be able to have this impact in your community. So yeah, it's fine.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Welcome.
And my second question is about the university application. I applied to only 2 of my 3 universities, and when I was, when I was applying to my last one, I received an offer from my first choice, and and I didn't really have time to continue the last application. And my question is, should I still, apply to my first choice, as I already received an offer from my first choice, or is it okay if I don't apply anymore because I already hold an offer from my first choice?
What have you written in the Chevening application? I remember when you're applying for university, Chevening application is asking you, like, have you already applied or you are going to apply? So which option you have did you choose? Did you mention that you already applied to all the 3 universities?
No, I didn't. I didn't mention that I already applied when I applied for the Chevening scholarship. I only.
Okay. Okay, so if you have not mentioned that you already had applied, then I would say it's all right if you already have unconditional letter, but you don't even have to mention that, okay? Just don't mention that you applied or you don't apply. Literally no one cares, to be honest. If you have unconditional letter, then it's all right.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, thank you. And last question is about the social media ambassadors. My question is about, do you know how does the selection work? As for example, can I mention during my interview that I want to be one of the social media ambassador? Does it work as you have to be volunteer for being a social media ambassador, or do they, put criteria that you have to meet before the beginning of the year in the UK? So I don't know if my question is.
So you want to understand if it's relevant to mention that you look forward to being a social media ambassador? Is that it?
Yes, and chiefly if it how how do they choose social media ambassadors actually?
Okay.
Competition?
Yeah, I think I can answer the first part. So I think it's very relevant if you say you want to be a social media ambassador. You know, it shows some form of volunteerism. It shows that you are ready to talk about Chevening to the world. It shows that you are ready to be to be part of the system through and through. But about the selection process, I have no idea. Maybe you can ask Felix that, because I don't know, is Felix still online?
You get this. You get this during your scholagram. It was on the scholagram, and you have to apply, and if you have to go through the competition, you know, and if you will
also
be selected, then.
And
Right.
you need to be social active, especially on Instagram, because they ask you how many followers you have and which is the which post has the high reach or something like that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No worries. So next person in our list is Tandeka Mashazi. Please go ahead. Sorry if I pronounce your name incorrectly. Unmute yourself, please, because we don't hear you.
Oh yes, sorry, my phone froze. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So I wanted to ask, I forgot who actually said that we must look up the alumni on social media. So I've been looking up the alumni from my country, which is South Africa. And when I checked their Instagram page, they don't have recent posts. Like they only have 3 posts. So that means it's not as active. Even their Facebook page is not as active. So I would like to ask, is there anywhere where I can actually see the list of the alumni? Is there data available where I can see the list of the alumni? And also, is there data where I can see like how many people have applied from my country and how many people have been admitted to the scholarship ever since the scholarship started in these 40 years? Is there data where I can see that?
I think the only way to check, I don't think that they publish data publicly, but the only way to check it is to go through the Chevening website and search if they have somehow edit something, but I don't think that you can have this data. But in terms of having not active alumni network, maybe that's the opportunity to show up and tell Chevening interviewer how you're going to make this network active and how you're going to engage.
Yes.
Okay. Another question that I had was
I think we can't hear you again. Maybe we can move and you can ask your question later.
Yeah, I think Hanan, you are next one in my list. Go ahead, please. Hanan Saleh. Go ahead, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello, thank you so much for your time. So my question was similar to the other person. Also, the network, the alumni in my country are not active at all. There is no social media, and I contacted few people. I don't think they are doing something impactful. So this is one of my concerns, that I should mention what they are doing in my country, the alumni, but there's no activity. So this is my first question. The second question is about the question about the weaknesses. Basically, my biggest weakness is that I am not very good with physical health, and like I don't exercise, and I'm afraid if I say this, they will think I am lazy, or because I know they have events and you have talked about the events, maybe they will think I am lazy and I will not participate. So I want to hear your thoughts about this answer. Should I just be frankly about it or just find something else? Thank you.
I'll answer the second question. I'm very, very unsporty, but what makes you your weakness? I mean, why should you mention that? Just tell them what your interests are. Maybe you're not a sporty person, but I love dancing, or what hobbies you have. I love walking and hiking, but I don't do any sports, but that's fine. I mean, they don't judge you based on how active lifestyle you have in terms of being sporty or something. So just talk us about your interest. I don't think that they will actually ask the question where you have mentioned that. And based on the inactive alumni, I think even in Georgia, when I during my interview, we don't really have. I mean, we have alumni network, which is very, very new, so it means that they don't pretty much doing anything yet. But that's your opportunity to tell them, like, what's your plans? What are you going to do? How are you going to engage? You know, don't be stressed like that.
Yeah, so added to that, you don't have to tell them that, oh, my alumni network is not very active. It comes through as if you're trying to report someone to somebody. So, or
Exactly.
you're trying to play the good girl who can, correct everything. So maybe you just bring forth what you're going to bring to the alumni network. If you are going to take it upon yourself to promote the activities of the alumni network, you can say that, but you don't have to say that, oh, I realize that the alumni network is dormant, they are not doing anything. Please don't say things like that.
Just talk about yourself and what you're going to bring. It's not like kind of discuss what others are doing. Just talk about yourself only and your goals.
Yeah.
Okay. So next one is Otis.
Hello.
Otis. Go ahead, Otis. Maybe I pronounce wrong your name, but it's written Otis Bundor. Okay, we can move on. Like
maybe like people who kind of not make it to ask questions, maybe they can type or something.
They
hello, am I okay?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Thanks for the patience. I'm Otis S. Bunda from Liberia. So I have two questions. One come like this. One are there questions asked as it relates to your field of study? Take for instance, you did economics and you applied to do like project management. Is there going to be a question from what you got from your undergrad studies? That's one. And my second question is is it a normal sitting that we do when we go for interview, meaning you have to sit upright, or you are somewhat flexible to sit the way you want to? So yeah, these are my two questions.
You can't sit the way you want to. You have to be professional. You can't just go and relax and sit on and feel like you're sitting on your sofa at home. No. I mean, okay, can you put yourself in the interviewer's position? If a candidate comes in and is taking some very relaxed position and not sitting professionally, how are you going to take that? So please just be as professional as you can, be as professional as you can, sit upright. You can check these things on YouTube. Just check how your posture during an interview, and they're going to give you all of that information. But please don't go there and just lie on your chair. Oh, please don't do that.
I think, is the all question covered already?
Yeah, so the first question I asked hasn't been answered. Thanks for your response, Diana.
Yeah.
So I asked for the first question relating to your field of study, whether they ask question from there also.
Sorry, I don't get it. Can you repeat the question, please?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Can you please repeat the question?
So this is my question.
Okay.
During the interview, will there be any question for your studies? Related to undergraduate? or is going to be strictly professional?
Oh, actually, no one knows answer for that because everyone is getting different questions. You never know what to expect from the interviewer. So just be prepared for everything.
Yes. And I think it's very important that you are able to show the relationship with your educational background and your field of study. Because I think that is one of the marking criteria for your why UK essay, if I'm not mistaken. From what I read from the Chevening website, you have to show how your educational background ties with your future goals. Yeah, so even if it doesn't have like a direct link, but there is something which you learned. For example, I'm from the sciences background. I studied biochemistry, and I'm now into public policy. So you see, it's like it's like they're like worlds apart. But I was able to show that while I was studying biochemistry and during when I was carrying on my research, I had to do some data collection, and I realized that people's problems were mostly related, that people's health problems were more related to their social activities rather than the physical. So that prompted me to go beyond the laboratory to be able to find out the social determinants of health. And that led me to want to study social and public policies to be able to see how I can address these social problems of people. Do you get the drift? So yeah, it doesn't have to be scientifically related, but there needs to be some correlation with what you have learned and what you plan to do for the future. I hope that helps.
Yeah, sure. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, the next question. Guys, I think we just move on and we are out of the time.
Yeah, maybe we can go a bit quickly.
Yes, so Ao, or I don't know how to pronounce your name, but
Hi.
you were in the, yes, go ahead, please, sorry.
I have two questions. One about the leadership and networking essay. Will they ask us about every details in this essay, or if they ask us about the whole story? Because we have to write only 500 words in the essay and two examples. So will they ask about the details of this example or the story of this example? And the second one is if we can think in the interview about the question before we answer. Do we have this right, or we have to answer them very quickly and a short sentence, or we can think before we answer and we say everything come in our brain or our mind quickly? What do you think?
Yeah, I think we've covered this part during our speech, but once again, you should be prepared for everything. They might ask you the whole story, they might don't ask you anything. Everyone has different experience. In my case, I only got 4 questions from leadership, networking, studying in the UK, and career plan. And they were like, you decide what you give us. They didn't ask me any specific questions, but they gave me the kind of choice to speak. And this is not very easy, by the way, because now you have choice to speak, and you don't get specific questions, so you should be very careful what you choose, and kind of to show them your best examples and best of yourself. So just be prepared for everything. Expect any question. And the second one was yes, well, it's very good if you answer quickly. You don't have like 10 minutes to think about the question or something, but you can always drink water, like take a deep breath and answer. Or as I think Diane or Marlene mentioned, that I kind of reversed the question to them and it gave me some time to kind of think. So this is what you can do to have time for thinking.
Okay.
But it's not like you have
Thank
10
you.
minutes or 5 minutes. Okay.
Thank you for your answer.
Okay, guys, last two
Thank you.
questions because we are out of the time and we will have more for session and you can come and ask us question again. So last two question for this group is Kajiru, go ahead, please, and get prepared. Diane, Judah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead,
Yeah.
please. Directly question.
Okay, I have one question. I have applied for the Masters of International Human Resource Management, and I have done a lot in my professional. But also, I have worked with different and several projects. So my question is, do I need to worry that I did not based professional on my career as HR, but I explain myself a lot on different projects which I've done and I'm continuing. To me, myself, I think I've done a lot more in my project compared to my professional as HR, as a career. Do I need to worry about this or it's okay?
Pikria?
Hello?
I think I don't fully got your question. Like, do you have to worry about your experience, or what's the question once again? Sorry, just
My question,
don't fully
okay,
understand.
okay. My question
I understood you
is,
have experience and yeah, but what's the question?
yeah, I have done a lot in my professional as a HR, but also
Yeah.
I have done a lot more in different projects apart from being HR, but also I'm working on different projects.
Oh,
So my
okay.
question
I
is,
got this
do I
question
need
now.
to worry?
Yeah,
Yes.
like that's no, that's absolutely fine. You know, Chevening values volunteering a lot, so it's very good that you have diverse background, many kind of experiences. So go ahead and show all of them. Just don't forget
Okay,
to
thank
link it to your career plan.
Okay, sure.
And Diane, Judah, please go ahead, and this will be last question.
Hello.
I think this is Diane.
Okay, go ahead. We hear you.
Okay, thank you very much, Maya and the rest of your team. You're doing a great job. I am Jiang Jude from Cameroon. I have the three questions. The first question is to know if I can, because normally we are going to be asked by the interview panel if we want to change about the choices of our university. Now I have three choices. I intend to change my third choice. Is it okay for me to change the third choice by bringing in another university to which I have applied and which has already given me maybe a conditional offer? Is it okay to bring in a new university that is not one of the first three choices you applied to Chevening with? That's the first question.
I think Maya already answered. Yeah, I think Maya already answered this question. Like, if you have attended this interview fully, we already covered that question. So can you please move on?
Okay, thank you. Probably with connection problems, network problems, maybe I didn't get that. But secondly, my second question is to find out if the acceptance rate, that means, for example, if we have been shortlisted in my country.
Oh, we lost him.
Yes. So, okay.
Maybe we can cover his question also about the changing of university if he will join us. But can I just very, very quickly answer the written question in the chat about the compulsory activities of Chevening? Chevening doesn't have any compulsory activities. You are just expected to study and finish your master's degree here. And there are just two compulsory events, which is Chevening orientation and Chevening farewell. And that's a lot of fun, and this is something very, very big, but there are no compulsory activities at all.
Yes, thank you so much, Pikria. Can you just move for the last session? Guys, I'm so sorry. I see a lot of rising hands, but unfortunately we are like more than time out. So thank you girls for your time. And guys, you will have chance on 24th February that join us again and just ask the question you have. Thank you so much everyone to attending this global mentorship program.
Thank you everyone.
Thanks so much.
I hope our